So basically what we have done in our previous class is that we started with a PHP application. We did all the installation and then we kept all the code in that particular folder and we were running it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something which is going to make your work very easy. When I say cloud is easy to use, cloud is easy to manage. So this is what you will see now. Okay, I'll show you how cloud can make your work very easy. Okay, so today we will start with something called EBS, or it is not Elastic Block Storage, but it is Elastic Beanstalk. So when I say Beanstalk, here you don't have to do any management. It is complete serverless. You just come here, upload your stuff, and your stuff starts working. Okay, as simple as it is. So today what we'll do is we are here in North Virginia. Let me just go ahead and click on this EBS. So I can see EBS here. So let me click on EBS. And it says, so let me come here. So this is something which I don't need. So let me just go ahead and delete this. So you can be given a use case here. So the use case can be something like this, that there is a developer, he gave you a code and you have to upload, or you have to work with this code and you have to upload this on your AWS environment. So let me say, I will come back to my Bitbucket. So Bitbucket, because 99341. So if you see here, this is my project. So my developer developed the code and he has given to me. Okay. Now it is my work to take this code and run it on my cloud environment. So if the same code I had to run on my local environment or any on-prem environment, I will take a machine, I will install all 5 softwares on top of that, and then I will start the work, right? Then I will install all the necessary softwares, I will give the path variables, and then it will start working. What I'm trying to do here is I'm simply going to upload the code and it will start working. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to download this code in a zipped format. Okay. So to download this code, I am going to take this code to my Amazon EC2. There I'm going to zip this code and I'm going to download it to my local, and from local, I will upload it to my Elastic Beanstalk. Okay. If you can directly go ahead and you have some tool by which you can download it, that also works. But unluckily in Bitbucket, I don't have such thing. So if I have to go ahead and download it, I need some tool like VS Code or SourceTree. I don't have any of them. So I will take it to cloud, zip it, push it to S3, and then from S3, I will download and then upload here. Right? A little bit longer path, but the safer path is what I'm taking. So I told I will first go and create an EC2 instance. On this EC2 instance, I will go ahead and do my code. I will transfer my code to that EC2 instance. So if you come here, you can remove this guy. So I'm going to launch an EC2 instance with Amazon Linux as the operating system. So let me come here, launch an instance. And I'm going to say my download Linux. Okay. I'm going to take this machine as Amazon Linux only, 64-bit T2 micro. In the key pair, I will use a key pair which I already have. Okay. In network, I will make sure that I'm using an existing security group where this port 22 is open. That is important. Port 22 is important. And then I will go to advanced details. Everything looks okay to me. I'll launch the instance. Now, this instance has to take the code and also talk to S3. Okay. So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a S3. Okay. Then I will make my EC2 and S3 talk to each other. So first let me go to S3. So let me say there is one bucket. So I'll just empty this bucket to make sure that it is free or nothing junk data is here. So let me just delete this content of the bucket. Once it is done. Now, if you see here, this is my bucket, PHP morning bucket 2206. As of now, if I come here, nothing is there. It is completely empty. So I want my EC2, which one is this, and my bucket, which is S3, talk to each other. How is that possible? That is possible via IAM, because IAM roles will help me to talk or make that communication happen. So again, I'll duplicate. Here, I'll create an IAM role. So you can come here and say IAM. And you can create a role which gives S3 access to my instance. Okay. So let me come here to role, create a role. Who is going to use it? So EC2 is going to use it. Next, what policy would you like to give? So as of now, I will give S3 full access, means everything related to S3 it is able to do. Okay. S3 full access. Next, give a name. So you can say evening S3 EC2 access, something like this. Go all the way down here and say create that role. So that role is getting created here. Once this role is created, I will attach this role to my EC2. I'll show you. Before that role I have given, if I just try to connect, okay, so this is my public IP, this is my machine. So if I try to connect like this, connect. I'm trying to connect to this machine. Here, let me become a root user, sudo su hyphen. Host name, I will say EC2 S3 connect, something like this name I have given, sudo su hyphen. So if I clear everything, now I want to connect my EC2 with S3. So there is a command called AWS S3 ls. So it will throw me an error. It's saying unable to locate credentials. You don't have the credentials to run this command. So I'll come back to my instance. Okay. In the instance, I will give the instance those rights. So instance state, sorry, actions, instance setting. Here you can find there with, sorry, security. In security, you'll find there is something called modify IAM role. So it is not showing up. So let me come here. 1 second. Where is that machine? This is this machine. I will go to action, security, modify IAM role. And here I will attach the IAM role, which I just now created, S3, this evening S3 connect. This is the role I have created. Update IAM role. Now this is updated. Now again, come back here to this console and again run this command, AWS S3 ls. Now, if you see, it is not throwing me an error. It is showing that these many buckets are available here. So whatever data I have, I can see here. Now, what I will do is in this EC2, I will pull this code, this piece of code I will try to pull. How? Clone, and you get this command, git clone and this command. So I'll take this command and I'll try to pull the content. So let me come here and run this command. So Control V. So git clone and the URL, but I'll get an error. It says git command not found, means git is not installed. So I can install yum install git -y. So I'm trying to install git first. Once git is installed, let's see after that. Git is installed. Let's clear out everything and try to run that command again. Git clone. So now it is cloning the code and it is present here, ls-l. So if you see, the code is present here, AWS PHP app Beanstalk. If you see here, the same code is present here also. AWS PHP app Beanstalk. Okay. I will just rename it so that I don't have such a big name. I'll say MV and this AWS PHP Beanstalk. I will name it as PHP app or PHP Beanstalk some small name I give like that, give any name. Now, if you say ls minus l, you will see this name is there. This is a proper code. If I go inside, I can see this proper code here. It is very similar to what I have here. Everything is like that only. But I want to zip this code, or I want to compress this code so that I can upload it here. Okay. Now I will come back here. Second. Now I will come back here and I'll try to zip it. So to zip that, I have a command, PowerPoint. This is the just take that command. So the command is something like this. Sorry, this is not the command. I copied, but did not copy, I guess. But it is not getting copied. Let me just Control V. They do not get copied. Let me put it like this. PHP Beanstalk. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm saying Git archive. The format is zip, and whenever your head is pointing, zip that code. So those who have already covered Git, they will know that if I do like this, Git log minus one line. Sorry, one line. It will show me all the versions, like how many times I've changed the code. So I've changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So the latest version it is showing to me. So Git, I will, if you have not taught you, I'll teach you in DevOps, but Git latest head is pointing here to the latest. So I can run this command, and this command will give me the latest code. So the command is git archive minus format head, and the name is PHP Beanstalk, ls minus l. You can see this PHP Beanstalk.zip is there. Now this zip thing, I will upload it to my S3 bucket. How? AWS S3 CP means copy. Whom do you want to copy? So I want to copy this guy, PHP hyphen Beanstalk, BEANSTALK.zip. So this guy I want to upload. Where you want to upload? So I want to upload here. So what is the bucket name? PHP morning bucket 2206. So I'll come here and say S3 : // and then whatever is your bucket name. So see here, AWS S3 CP means copy the content to my S3 bucket. This is source and this is destination. Enter. And you will see this guy got uploaded. Now, once it is uploaded, you can come back here. As of now, it is saying nothing is there, but refresh this guy. You will be able to see your content. So this is my zip content, whatever I have shown to you. So this zip file is here. Now you can download this to your local. Download. Now you can see it is in my local. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll go back to my EBS where I started. EBS, which is Elastic Beanstalk. It says run and manage web apps automatically. So I will go here. And here, assume that you have got the code from your developer. You don't have to do anything. So simply let me just go and terminate something which I'm not using. So you know, just terminate it. So let's come here. So I'll simply come here and say, I want to create an application. Okay. I can give a name. So you give a name, PHP EVENING, evening app, something like this. If you want to give a tag, you can give a tag. Now here, I told you, you don't have to worry about the coding part. Even if you don't know coding, Nothing to worry. You can simply go ahead and upload your code and it works. So here you just say which coding language your code is written. So for me, my code is written in PHP. Okay. So PHP is the code, which platform it is written. So I will go with an older one because my code is a little bit old. So I'll go with this. Amazon 7.2, it is a deprecated platform, branches aren't recommended for use in production. Okay, that's okay. So it's an older version. So it is saying it is old version. I'm okay with that, 7.2. And this one is 2.9.81. So this is the version of the code. Now it says you can upload your code or you can use a sample code. So I have a sample code. I will go ahead with that. So I'm saying sample code, okay. And it is validating everything, whatever I have given. And now you will see the power of cloud. Now it says, I'm going to create an environment for you. Using Elastic Beanstalk, I have created a S3 storage bucket for you. So let me just go ahead and check whether that storage bucket has been created or not. Go to S3. Go to buckets. And here you will see that there is a bucket which has been created. Elastic Beanstalk, US East 1. So you can see a bucket has been created. What is this guy? See here, the bucket has been created. Then refresh. Then it says, okay, hold on. Then it says I've created a security group. I have created a target group. So these two things is what I have created for you. So let me just come here. Target group is here. So I can see AWS EB, means AWS Elastic Beanstalk has created a target group. And if you just go here, you will see it is just now created. As of now, nothing is there. It is just been created. Then it says I have created a security group. So if you go here to your dashboard, here you will see there are so many security groups. Let me check if I'm able to EB. What is the security group name? Just let me check the name from here. AWS EB-E. AWS EB. See here, AWS EB-E. So this security group has been created. PYRX91. So Elastic Beanstalk, from there it has been created. Okay. Then let's go further ahead. You can see auto scaling group is getting created. Come back here. Let's go and check in auto scaling group. So basically what I'm seeing here is earlier, everything I used to do it manually. But now everything is automatically getting created. I don't have to go ahead and do anything. Rather, I'm simply saying Elastic Beanstalk, take my code and do everything. So auto scaling group getting created. After that, one EC2 instance is getting created. This is getting launched. Then auto scaling is getting launched. Auto scaling group is getting associated with that EC2 instance. So let me come here and check whether that EC2 instance is available or not. Let me refresh here. I can see two instances are running. Obviously, one is the PHP app which I created. It will be one more. This is the one which I created, my download Linux, and this is coming from the PHP evening app which I created. Go back here. What else is getting created? Now here, auto scaling got configured. Then you can see here, CloudWatch getting configured, load balancer getting configured, load balancer getting configured, listener rules getting configured. So if I go to load balancer, this is load balancer getting configured. See here. June 27, 2020 to 7/21. So just now it got created. So load balancer also got created. Let me refresh this guy again. And it says successfully launched the environment. So you can see here, the environment is successfully launched and the health check is happening. So I can see the health check has happened and it is green in color. So if I want this application, whatever got launched in 7.2, okay, I can go ahead and click on this. There is a URL here. If I click on this, it will take me to that application. So it says, congratulations, your AWS Elastic Beanstalk PHP application is now running on your dedicated environment, on AWS cloud. So you are running PHP 7.2.34. So this is a sample application which I just now uploaded. So this is to check whether the PHP environment is up and running or not. So I saw that if I go to Elastic Beanstalk, I can go ahead and just upload the code. Automatically, the environment will be created for me in the background. I don't have to manually go and configure anything. And that is the beauty of Elastic Beanstalk. But the same thing should work if I'm going with my code. Can we edit the health condition and all? Yes, you can edit everything. So if you want to edit, suppose whatever default configuration you got, you're not okay with that, go to this configuration section. And here you will be able to edit everything in the sense what software is used. So if you check the instances here, so this is the instance which got created as a part of your Elastic Beanstalk. Suppose you want to change the size or you want to change the monitoring interval. So whatever you want, you can change. See here, this is associated to this particular security group. You want to change the security group. So whatever changes you want to do, you can always go ahead and do it. Just come back to configuration, cancel this. Software, instance, capacity, load balancer, security, monitoring, anything which you want to change, you can change. If in case you want to link to a database, you can link to this database. As of now, I have not associated it with VPC. So it is saying this environment is not part of a VPC, but in case you want, you can associate that also. So now this is my EBS or Elastic Beanstalk environment. Now I created this environment so that I can upload the code which I get from my developer and start working here. So I'll go back to my environment. As of now, it is green. There is a warning here that this has been deprecated. That's okay. But let's go here. Okay. And let's try to upload the latest code which I have. So here you see there is something called upload and deploy. And here you can just rebuild the environment or terminate the environment. So what I will do is I'll upload and deploy, means the new version which I have just now got from a developer, I want to deploy that. So deploy. Here it says choose a file. So you can choose a file. So where is your code? So it is there in my downloads. PHP Beanstalk is the code name which I've given. So it is saying sample application 1. Is this code name okay? I'll say version 1. PHP version 1. Something like this I'll say. PHP version 1. Okay. And then I'll say deploy. Now what it will do is it will go ahead and again start the same deployment again. So it says Elastic Beanstalk is updating your environment. If you want to cancel, you can cancel or let it go. So if you go to the view events, you will be able to see that the events or the stuffs which are working have started again. So let's go one by one. What is the use of nano command from previous class? See, nano is an editor. Like in Windows, you have Notepad++, Word. So there you edit a file. Here using nano, you edit the file. I got an unwritable message executing S3 image PHP in Ubuntu machine. So just try to become a root user and do that. It will work for you. So go here and go to view events. So you will be able to see what is actually happening here. See here. So this is successfully launched the environment. So this is the previous one. Environment update started, deploying new version of the instance. So some changes are happening here. So we will wait for this application to be fully ready. And it will take some 2 to 3 minutes. By that time, the machine will become fully ready and it will start the deployment process. So here, all the logs are getting generated. Okay. Here you can check the health. Okay. There is some error here. It says failed to deploy the application, unsuccessful command execution, aborting the operation. So this is aborting, failed to deploy the application. Hold on for a second. During an abort deployment, some instances may have deployed new version to ensure the instances are running with the same version deployed. Okay, there is some problem here. Okay, and it did not get deployed. So probably this version of the code is having some problem. So what I will do is I will come back here, close this guy. So let me just come back here, this guy. Let me delete this. Okay, probably this is some problem here. So delete this. I will fix this problem, but first let me try with the older version. Older version means I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Again, I'll go back to my EC2. EC2 instance running. So this is the instance running, and here it has given me an error. So I can go ahead, application version, and I can delete this version. Okay, just to make sure that this is the incorrect version. So suppose my deployment went wrong. Okay, so I'll delete this version. So it is getting deleted. Okay, once it is deleted, again I will come back. See, again it became green. Means rollback happened. Means whatever I deployed did not work. So I have rolled back the changes. Means I have reverted the changes. Now I will go and check what went wrong, why it did not work. So let me come here. Again, connect to my instance. Again, go and connect here. Okay, again, let me become a root user, sudo su hyphen host name. Host name is, give any name. Let me say PHP app. Sudo su hyphen clear everything. Okay, so this is what I am. If I'm saying ls minus l, I will see my code. If I want, I can go inside that ls minus l. So this is the code I am seeing right now, right? So let me just delete this rm minus rf. So rm is remove command, rf is remove forcefully. So I'm php hyphen this stuff I'm deleting. Okay, let me clear all these things. Now, if I come here and say git log minus one line, I will see these many versions are there. I'll go to this version. So as of now, if you see the head is pointing here, and probably this version is having some problem. Okay, so I'll try to go with this version and see if this is working fine or not. So I will do something like this: git checkout. Okay, and this version. So what is this version? Just let me take this version. Okay. So it says head is now pointing to this guy, 9D5 something. Let me clear all these things. Again, come back and say git log minus one line. You can see the head is pointing to the first code. Okay. Where are the other codes? So for time being, the other codes are hidden. So that is a version control feature. You can hide the changes. For time being, I've hidden the changes. Okay. Now what I will do is I will try to zip this version of the code. Git archive. Okay. I will say PHP hello Beanstalk. I'll give a name like hello Beanstalk. So I'm saying git archive. Okay. Format and the head wherever it is pointing, zip it and give a name as PHP hello Beanstalk. Let me try to run this. ls minus l. You can see this guy is available here. I will now copy this AWS. I'll use the copy command. So I'm saying AWS S3 CP. If you use the arrow key, it will go up and down. Okay. So here I will say, hold on. This is what I've changed, right? So I'll say PHP hyphen hello hyphen. This is the bucket name. Bucket 2206. Okay. Let's see if upload happens. Now upload happened. If I come back to my bucket and I refresh this guy, I can see the hello Beanstalk thing. Okay. Let me again download this, and try to upload this content to my Beanstalk. Come here. This is my Beanstalk environment. I'll say upload and deploy. Choose file. This is hello Beanstalk. I will say hello version 1, something like this, and I will deploy the piece of code. Now let's see whether it is working or this is also giving me a problem. So as of now, it is undergoing change. So it is saying the status is green. Sorry, gray. Why can't we zip the code by right clicking the initial stage? I don't think that will work, man. I don't think it works in Bitbucket. I don't think that works. But if you have tools like this, no, source tree and all those things, then it will be easy for you to create. Yeah. Anyhow, let's come back here. Let's go to events and see what is happening. Okay, so this was the error. It says, can we have feasibility to deploy from S3? Actually, this tool does not have that feasibility. Beanstalk does not have feasibility. But down the line, I will show you CloudFormation. In CloudFormation, you can directly upload it from the S3. So that option is there. Here, only while creating for the first time, you get that option, but later you don't get that option. So that option is not there. So you have to download to your local and do it. Okay, so you can see here, environment update has started deploying new version of the instance. Let's see what happens, whether it will get deployed or it will fail. So it is saying Elastic Beanstalk system is getting updated. So let's see. Now, if you see here, it's saying environment update is successfully done. Okay, new application, hold on, new application version is deployed to EC2 instance. So I can see this version has been deployed. Now, if I come back here, refresh this. This is deployed successfully. I'll go back to my environment. Here it is green. So I just want to check which version is running. So I can see hello version 1 is running. And if I come here to action, or if I come to upload and deploy, I can see the application version page. So I can see that sample application is the first version which I started with. Then I went with this hello version 1, and this is the code which is running here. PHP hello beanstalk zip. Now, once I am confirmed that my new version has been uploaded, I can come here. And here I get this URL. If you remember earlier, it was showing you a hello page. This time, if you click here, it will show you your code, whatever code you have. Okay, so you can see here, if you click on this local EC2, not found because nothing is there. There's just blank display page. Okay, now I want that these things should work. Okay, so for these things to work, I will again go back to my EC2 instance. Okay, again, I'll connect. I'll just show you step by step how we are doing the code. Sudo su hyphen. Okay, now here if I say ls minus l, I will see this PHP Beanstalk. I will go inside this PHP Beanstalk, ls minus l. So this version is done. I don't need this. So rm minus rf PHP hyphen, that is deleted. Now if I clear all these things, I go ahead and say git minus minus, sorry, git log minus minus 1 line. You can see it is pointing to hello world, but I want all the codes. I don't want to hide anything. So I'll come here and say git checkout master. It is saying switched to master. Now, if I come here and run this command again, I'm able to see all my stuffs. So this time I will go to this place. Okay, this place 5EA932. Okay, now how will I go?
Because actually we came from hello world to again back to the same master.
Yes, the original master. This is the original master.
So if I want to make hello world as the master and remaining all like
then you have to do a git revert or reset. So revert or reset means those changes you are just removing those changes, but I don't want to remove the changes. I just want to hide the changes for a temporary basis.
Okay.
Can you summarize once what we have done in this class end? Okay, I can do it. Will you please share the list of comments? Yeah, I'll share everything. In fact, what I want to show you is I told you I'll put everything here. So whatever I'm teaching you, okay, githubvikas.com, you can find everything here. All the contents, everything will be here. You can just come to this repo and you can pull everything. If something is not there, let me know. I will upload everything here. Here only I'll upload everything. Okay. One more thing, because I've come here, many of you might be preparing for exams. So I will give you SAA C02 dumps. Wait a second. Here only I guess it. These are the dumps. Okay. So here you will get all the dumps. Means set one, two sets are there. Okay. So you can open all these things. These are actual questions. These are PNG exams. So if somebody has appeared for the exam. So these are the actual questions. Okay. Solution architect. This thing. These are actual questions. So you can easily go and get the questionnaires also. But again, do not rely on this 100%, because you will say, sir, I studied your dump and then I failed. So the questions can change. So make sure that you just use them for practice purpose. Okay. Will you help us to share the list of all commands in one shot? Yes. So whatever I am teaching you here. So let me say what this is what I'm teaching you. All the commands are written here one by one. It is written here. Okay. So you will have to come here and please place the dump URL in the chat. Okay. So whatever I'm teaching you here is present in this repo. Let me just come here.
As you're not very much familiar with those commands.
Okay. So in case you're not familiar with these commands, don't worry. When I start teaching DevOps, Git is the first topic. Git is when I start teaching Git. I will teach you all these commands in detail. Okay. Git is a separate topic altogether. Just few commands is what I'm using here right now. But when I start teaching Git, I will full-fledgedly teach you all the commands. One by one, I'll teach you all the commands. Okay. So I will come here. This time I will come here and say git checkout. And I will go with this guy. Sorry, not this guy. 5EA. This guy. Okay. So now it is pointing here. Now, if you come here and say ls minus L, you will see the number of lines of code also has increased. Okay. So you have image, index, local, RDS, S3, sessions, PHP. So these things are there. If you remember the earlier one, the codes were also less. Anyhow, I'm going to zip this now. So just use upward arrow. The commands which you have used in past will come here. So no, this is the one. So this time I will say, let's not say hello Beanstalk. This time I will say multi PHP, multi Beanstalk. We'll give a different name. Again, ls minus L. You'll see this guy started here. AWS, I will just take that command. AWS S3CP. This hello goes and multi comes into picture. Okay, this multi comes into picture, enter. It says upload is successful. Go back to your this bucket, refresh this guy. Okay, refresh this guy. You will see your multi. Go ahead and download this. This is downloaded. And again, go back to your PHP environment and upload this, the multi thing. So upload and deploy, choose the file. This time I'm going with this multi, and I will say multi version 2, something like this. Multi version 2, deploy. So I'll deploy the code, but if you go inside the code and check the code, it is expecting few items from you. Like if you come here, clear all these things, ls -l. So this script anyhow will run. AWS image icon will also run, image PHP. There is something called RDS PHP and S3 image PHP. So if you open this RDS PHP, you can see it is expecting a RDS host name, RDS username, and RDS password. So let me just take these things. RDS host name. It is expecting RDS username. It is expecting RDS password. Okay. And if you remember, I had a RDS machine which I had launched. If it is running still, I can take those credentials from there. If it is running, I had ran it last time when I was teaching, but I don't know whether I have up and running or it is deleted. I can see it is running. So this is my RDS 1234. And what I can do is, this is my endpoint. So RDS host name is going to be this guy. Username, if you remember, the username was admin only, I guess. Just let me check. Modify. If I remember correctly, it was admin and password 123, pass 123456. Not showing here. But I remember it was that only. So I will, username is admin. Password was pass 123456. Now, how to use that? So first is this guy. This is getting deployed. So let it get deployed. One more item is, now if you see this is healthy, but still, if I go here, these things will not work, okay? RDS failed to connect. It is not connecting. Why it failed to connect? Or if I go to image on S3, this also, nothing is popping up. Why? And this thing will pop up, image on EBS, because this image is there, AWS icon.png. So this should work. Image on EBS volume. This is working. Then local EC2 session, this should work. Working. DynamoDB is will not work. I'm not configured it. CloudFront will not work. This will also not work. Local EC2 should work. Okay, this is also I'm not configured, so it is also not working. So I am planning to configure RDS and image on S3. So RDS, I saw what all variables is needed. Now I will come to this guy, cat S3 image.php. So here it is expecting a S3 image URL. Okay, now I have to pass these stuffs. So where is this S3 image? Just let me go and check whether this S3 image is there or not. If it is not there,
This RDS is not creating through Elastic Beanstalk.
No. RDS you're not creating. RDS is a separate component. RDS is a database component. So you're not creating via this thing. That's the reason you are going and telling that this is the location.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just delete this guy first. Delete.
We are not creating. Is there any like?
No, you see, it is not needed, right? See, if you create via Beanstalk, you can create, but the problem will be you will not get the security thing.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make it secure. That's why I'm not trying to give it like that. Anyhow, I will try to upload a file here. So let me, where is edu? So this is the image I will try to upload. Close this and I'll make it public, okay, so that I'm able to access it on internet. Make public. Make public. This is the object URL. Okay. Anyhow, now what I have done is, these are my environment variables. Now, how to pass these environment variables? So I want to pass these environment variables. So go here, go to configuration. In configuration, go to software. And here at the end, you'll see environment variables. So start giving those environment variables. RDS hostname. This is my RDS hostname. Take it and give it.
Okay, wherever this host name is requesting, there you replace this.
No, these name I am only giving.
Yes.
So
And like in the script, if it is asking,
yes,
right?
Yes. So this is admin, RDS password. Password is pass123456. Then S3 image URL. Like now, this will take some time and it will save those configurational changes. Once these changes are done, you can come back to your environment and you can revalidate whether those components are working fine or not. So basically this, if you see here, I have only made changes to this guy, RDS this thing and RDS this thing. But down the line, when I again change the code, so again, I will come here and say git checkout master. So let's clear out everything. ls -l. Now you see many other things will come. CloudFront, Dynamo session, memcache, then read replica. All these will come, signed URL. So I will one by one go and edit those parameters, and accordingly I will start the work. And that's why I was saying you git log --one line is required, because every version I'm adding something. Like hello world, I had 2 lines of code. In basic multi-tier, I had 4 lines of code. In scalable, I have 8 lines. And in signed URL, I have 12 lines. So like that, every time I'm adding new features to my code. And this is how you deploy it to EC2 and you get your work. Now I'm doing a manual deployment, means I'm manually going and uploading the code. But in real-time environment, you don't manually deploy a code. See, this is done. So let me just go ahead. Try to check whether it is working or not. So RDS, let me see. It's whether it will connect or not. Okay, S3 is still not connecting. So I need to check why it did not work. This is the right way. Just did not work as of now. Let me just
Permissions.
No, not permission. It is deployed, right? Multi-version 2 is deployed. That's okay. That's sometimes cookies and all, because of that also it will not work. Image in S3. It is not reflecting. I'll need to check. So basically something has been missed. Anyhow, we'll check that. So tomorrow in the class, when we come, we will sit and first validate that here also some problem is there. It is not getting connected. Okay, some problem is there. Anyhow, we will fix it. That's not a problem here. So what we saw today is that if I get a code from my developer and the developer is saying that, can you run this for me on your cloud environment without any additional headache, like installing software, setting up the path. So you can say, yes, I can do it. You give me the code in a zip format. If you don't give me the code in zip format, I will have to convert it in a zip format and I will upload that code to my EBS. Just need to know which version of code you have used, which language you have used. Based on that, I will configure a environment and I will start uploading my code. The moment I upload my code, automatically an environment will be created where everything will be pre-configured. Okay, it will be configured on the fly, like your auto scaling, security group. Earlier, if you remember, I had to manually go and do all these works one by one. But now there is no need of doing anything like that. Automatically, everything will be configured and automatically everything will run. That is one. Second is I can upload multiple versions of that, in the sense, whenever I need, I can go ahead and remove the version which I don't want, and I can upload a new version of that. Okay. But till now, whatever I'm doing it manually. Down the line, I will show you how to automate this process. So there is a component in AWS which is known as code pipeline. So this is the DevOps component on AWS. So here it says release the software using continuous delivery. So CI/CD pipeline is what we create here. Okay. So this code pipeline is what we will learn how to create the code again in the coming class only. So we will learn how to create a pipeline. So you will have your source code, you will have artifact, the build will happen, then the deploy will happen, and finally the pipeline will get ready. So my CI/CD pipeline will be ready and I will be able to do deployment automatically. So these things will come in the coming class. Okay. But as of now, what you need to know is that you need to practice this. Code is there. Okay. So you need to practice. Coding is not your headache. So don't worry that who will write the code. In an enterprise company, you will have a Python developer, you will have a PHP developer. So developers will be there. Their work is to develop the code. Your work is not to develop the code, rather go and deploy that code to AWS environment and make sure that that code is working. That is your work. So please make sure that you are doing that properly. Deployment of the code on the AWS environment. Okay. Any doubts, any questions, please go ahead.
What is the difference between like Beanstalk and the CloudFormation thing? Like,
see, CloudFormation is more of a IAC. IAC is your infrastructure as a code. So more of a Terraform kind of thing. Can you share the slides? Can you share the slides of your Git folder? I just now shared it on the chat window. Anyhow, you put. I'll also put it on the WhatsApp group, so you can take it from there also. So that Terraform or CloudFormation is more of a IAC kind of a tool. Okay, infrastructure as a code, where you have to write the code. Either you write in JSON or YAML. Here in Elastic Beanstalk, you don't write the code. You simply upload the code which is written in some other programming language, and you simply use the code to develop your environment. So there are two different things. Again, there will be different use cases for that, but there are two different components for that.
Both we'll use, right? When we are having code, we'll use Beanstalk, and we don't.
When the code is already there with you, use Elastic Beanstalk. When the code is not there, you have to write the script. Then you can use CloudFormation. So CloudFormation and all are mostly used for infra part, and Beanstalk and all is mostly used for application. Okay. And once your work is done and you don't want this, so it is always advised that you're not using it. Best is go ahead and delete it. Unnecessary cost, why to pay? Because load balancing and all will be there in the background. So it will be charging you. So just come here and terminate this environment. Whenever you want, you can create it again. Okay.
Okay. If you'll terminate, then automatically all will be deleted. Whatever.
All the thing in the background will be deleted automatically. You can simply come here and say, I want to terminate this.
Okay.
Fine. Hopefully this is okay with you. Please do practice. We meet tomorrow. Okay. See you guys.
Vikas, can we call you for a separate discussion on the doubts?
Yes, you message me and then we can communicate
Okay.
anytime. But message me first.
Okay.
See you then, guys.